fancy carpet, make her feel like make her feel like Jasmine, make her feel like Jazz.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Jasmine and I'm so excited to show you guys a little bit about my life. This channel is going to consist of me vlogging and just pretty much showing you guys things that I love, kind of like baking, and that's what I'm going to be doing today. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make my most requested recipe, which are these delicious, fluffy, gooey cinnamon rolls, and they're actually super simple to make, and I'm so excited for you guys to try them. Here are all the ingredients you're going to need to make the dough for the cinnamon rolls. Butter, eggs, yeast, sugar, vanilla, which is the most important ingredient to me, milk, and flour. Alright guys, make sure you guys wash your hands before we get started. The first step to making these delicious cinnamon rolls, you're going to go ahead and open your packet of yeast. If I could open this. Got it. And you're going to add this into your warm milk. And then you're just going to go ahead and whisk that in the milk. Let me hold that up so you guys can see. So then just set that aside while we continue making the dough. So all the other ingredients I have right here, you're just going to go ahead and put into your bowl. I have here the KitchenAid, but you don't necessarily have to have one of these to make this recipe. You could literally just have a bowl and a wooden spoon and it'll make the dough the exact same way. This is just a lot easier. So you're going to start off by putting in your flour. And then in the description below, I'm actually going to have in all the measurements to the ingredients so it'll be easier for you guys. So then I add the flour, and then I'm going to go ahead and add the sugar too. I'm also going to add in the eggs, the vanilla, and butter. And if you are using a KitchenAid, you are going to want to use the dough hook to mix all this together. Alright, in a medium setting while you're mixing it. And you're pretty much going to want to mix it until it's all incorporated, which is going to be about 5 minutes. Alright, perfect. Now that all my ingredients are all incorporated together, I'm going to go ahead and add in that I'm going to go ahead and add in that yeast mixture. How come I can't say that word? Alright, whatever. I'm just going to add in that mixture that we made earlier with the yeast and the milk. I like to make a little dent in the dough right in the middle, so I could go ahead and just add the yeast right there. I'll show you guys what I mean. So kind of like just a little dent right in the middle. I don't know if you guys can see that, but just right there, just so I could fill that up with that mixture. Alright guys, so just grab that yeast mixture and then pour it right. And then you're just going to go ahead and mix that again for about 4 more minutes on medium. Now that this is all well incorporated, I'm going to go ahead and oil this bowl up so that we can go ahead and put the dough in there. Alright, so with your clean hands, you're going to go ahead and want to take all this dough out. It's actually still going to be like a little sticky to the touch. So what I like to do when it's sticky, I just like to coat my fingers lightly in some flour so it doesn't stick onto that. It'll be much easier to grab. Alright, now that I have my dough in a nice ball, you're just going to want to go ahead and add that into an oiled bowl. Now that I have my dough in this oiled bowl, you're just going to go ahead and want to cover this up with plastic wrap. Make sure this is nice and tight and you're not getting any air in there. This is one of the hardest parts of the recipe. You're going to have to let this dough sit for about an hour until it rises twice the size, but I promise it's worth the wait. Guys, so while you're waiting, go ahead and make yourself a drink or something. It's Saturday. I mean, when you guys are seeing this video, I'm hoping I uploaded it by Wednesday, but I mean, who cares what day it is? Honestly, we're in quarantine. I hope you guys had a few drinks. Now that we let our dough double in size, oh my goodness, it looks so great. Super excited. Just go ahead and take that plastic off and then set it aside. I want to go ahead and show you guys how we're going to make the delicious cinnamon filling. I'm just going to get an empty bowl and a spoon. We're going to need brown sugar, butter, cinnamon. You're just going to go ahead and add in the empty bowl, brown sugar, the cinnamon, the softened butter as well. And then just like the dough, I'm going to go ahead and write in the description the measurements you'll need for all these ingredients. Alright, now that you have all those ingredients right in the bowl, you're just going to go ahead and mix that with your spoon. You want to make sure that butter is really soft though, so it can be a lot easier when you mix it.
Hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, you know what I'm saying? TikTok.
After you mix the brown sugar, cinnamon, and butter together, it should look like this. I could just eat that. Alright, so now I'm going to zoom in to what we're going to do with the dough after we let it rise. It's so big. So what you're going to need when we flatten the dough is going to be some flour, a rolling pin, or a roller. I don't know what these are really called, honestly. But a roller, a knife, any kind of spatula you want. So when we spread the sugar mixture on the dough, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in now so that you guys could take a closer look on what to do with the dough to get the perfect cinnamon rolls. Alright, so you're going to go ahead and just sprinkle some flour. And then I like to coat my hands a little bit with the flour too, just so that the dough doesn't get stuck to my fingers. And the dough should feel like really airy and fluffy. Go ahead and grab the dough. Sprinkle a little bit of extra flour on top of the dough so it doesn't get stuck on the roller. It looks pretty uneven now, but that's how we have the spatula. Now that we have the dough in a perfect rectangle shape, you're going to go ahead and grab that mix. So you can grab like any spatula and just spread it on the dough. Perfect. Alright, so get a little bit more flour and coat your fingers again. Make it a lot easier when you're rolling. From the long side, you're just going to go ahead and start lifting it up a little bit. You have that in the log. I like to stretch it a little bit. Go ahead and get your pan that you're going to get your cinnamon rolls in and oil that up. You're going to go ahead and cut the cinnamon rolls about this size. Oh, that looks so good. Perfect. So you want them to be a little bit spread out because we're going to let this sit for another hour until it rises again. I always recommend to put it under like a light. It helps them rise a lot better. Cover it this time with a wet cloth and room temperature for an hour and let it rise again. Alright guys, so here is my damp cloth. Add and leave that over the cinnamon rolls for an hour and they'll double in size again. Now that we let our cinnamon rolls sit for another hour, they should look like this. And then you're just going to go ahead and preheat your oven to 350. You're going to put these in there for just 20 minutes and they'll be all ready. we're gonna go ahead and get started on that cream cheese frosting. Let's go ahead and start making that cream cheese frosting. What you're gonna need for the cream cheese frosting: cream cheese, powdered sugar, butter, and vanilla. If you're gonna be using the KitchenAid, you are gonna need the paddle attachment for the frosting. This frosting is super simple. All you have to do is go ahead and just add in all the ingredients. Except for the powdered sugar, just wait to add that in. Just go ahead and add all of that. Put in here is the cream cheese, the butter, and the vanilla. Okay, now that we have the cream cheese, butter, and vanilla in here, you're just gonna go ahead and mix this on a medium speed until light and fluffy. So now that the frosting is nice and fluffy like this, and scrape the sides. Go ahead and add in all your powdered sugar. I like to mix it a little bit before I start the mixer, just so it's not flying everywhere. So then you're just gonna go ahead and mix this for about another 3 minutes. Just want to mix it on low so that the powdered sugar doesn't fly everywhere. The cinnamon rolls honestly smell amazing. I'm so excited. All mixed, nice and thick. Super fluffy. Taste it. I'm just going to go ahead and set this aside until the cinnamon rolls are ready. You just have to take a look at how delicious the cinnamon rolls look. I wish you guys could smell them. Alright guys, time for the best part, icing these cinnamon rolls. Let's cut into these cinnamon rolls now. They smell so good. My mouth is literally watering about how amazing they smell. The cameraman's drooling too. Could you hear it? Oh my gosh. Worth every minute. Hands down better than Cinnabon. So good. Just look at that. All right, I'm gonna have my taste tester come in and try these out. My brother. Let me go ahead and cut his cinnamon roll for him.
All right, guys. Time to try these delicious cinnamon rolls. Let's see what the fuss is all about. Wow. Look at that glaze on there. Just melting. Deliciousness. Mmm. See what it's all about. Amazing. Amazing, baby. Makes me want to smack your mama. Get over here, mama. 10 all day. 10 all day. Wow. I suggest you guys give it a try.
Alright guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go ahead and comment below what your favorite is. If you guys do give these cinnamon rolls a try, go ahead and send me a picture on Instagram. My Instagram is going to be linked below. And I hope to see you guys soon. Thank you. I'm going to go and finish the rest of those cinnamon rolls.